for Craig Breslow and for Sam Kennedy and for John Henry is, should Alex Cora stay or should Alex Cora go? And
if I were Cora, the worst part of my job would be the daily conversation with Craig Breslow. That sounds awful. What a total, I'm going to say things in a way that makes me sound far more intelligent than I need to be for this conversation.
Well, I heard Jones and Keefe talking about this yesterday. The way he answered that, it's not an overwhelming vote of confidence in Alex Cora.
It's not him yelling from the rooftop, we love Alex Cora, we're never going to do anything. But he says, we are anchored to doing what's best for the organization. We have all the confidence in the world for Alex Cora. For me, the way he said it was, we are anchored to doing what's best. What's best for the organization is Alex Cora.
Okay, but Alex Cora also, this week, said that he has no idea how to fix what is wrong with this baseball team.
It's on the heels of him saying, I don't know if I'm the person that can fix this. And Craig Breslow is a smart guy, went to Yale. And when Wiggy asked that, the first thing you say, even if it's not the truth, is Alex Cora is the only person I want managing this baseball team. He's the best at what he does. I'm thrilled he's here for 3 years.
I mean, talking to people last night at the Cowbell, we had a great time last night up at Rock Row, and thanks to everybody who came out and hung out for pregame. I was surprised by how many people put this squarely all on Alex Cora and not much of it on the players. I mean, it's those guys who are being paid a lot of money who are not able to execute out there. I don't know. Alex Cora is not going to go out and stand next to you at second base and tell you not to throw the ball at the home plate.
No, I get that. But then don't say he's a great manager. Because if the team does well, it's the players. If you're going to say, well, the team's not doing well, it shouldn't have anything to do with the manager, then I don't want to hear whether it's Kevin Millar or anybody else go, oh, we just had a caller saying Alex Cora is a great manager. Because if it's really just more about the players, what's he doing?
So you change, you get rid of Alex Cora in the next couple of weeks because nothing has gotten better. What changes? It's still the same guys. It's still the same group of guys who are, 4 games under 500 after adding to the team in the offseason.
But Wiggy's been right on this, and I argued with him last couple of years because I would say Cora did a great job in the first half. They overachieved. And then Wiggy would say, what happened in the second half? Why are you not? The truth is, Cora is not what I thought he was. He's not this guy that's able to communicate. The Devers fiasco, when it relates to his ability to manage the clubhouse, is entirely his doing. He thought he could do it. He thought the player would buy in. He's obviously a great hitter. He won the power struggle with Breslow in the offseason to get his guy in Bregman in here. But see, Wiggy tells you that the Devers thing is no big deal. But it's not a big deal in terms of the day-to-day impact of the club. I think it's a miscalculation by a guy whose job it is to calculate how things are going to impact the players in that locker room. And that's why I think Breslow says things like, I'm not going to talk about Devers because I don't want to get into private conversations. Breslow's like, get him in the field. This is your deal. You brought in Bregman. You said he could handle it. I'm putting it on you, and that's why Cora is so public and saying he's not having it.
One thing that was very clear to me is Breslow does not like how this is playing out with Devers. He does not like how Devers has handled the situation because Curtis asked him, I believe, about that point blank, and he said, I think it would be better if I just kept that to myself.
Which is never something positive.
Right. If he said, Devers should be able to say whatever he wants.
Right. How do I look at the stress, honey? I'd like to keep that to myself.
Yeah.
And then Breslow said, it must have been the last week when he talked about Cora's duties and the things that he does and being able to communicate with the players and getting the players to buy in. And there's a lot that he has to do with that element of it. And the Devers thing, because we always circle back to it, the Devers situation is, yes, I put some of it on Devers' plate. I'm not completely exonerating him. But you as the manager need to get ahead of this so then it's not a persisting problem that's going on constantly.
If you make a change, the new guy is still going to have to deal with the overreaching analytic control of Craig Breslow and everybody else and all the rest of the nerds in that organization. And so
right, but see, I kind of think a little bit of that is cap, because like you can't tell me that Cora is viewed by John Henry and ownership as their guy that they love, that they're willing to go to bat for, and then tell me that Breslow is the one pulling all the strings.
Craig Breslow told you that essentially on this show a couple weeks ago. Talked about the analytics and talked about you. I think you asked him about Garrett Crochet and why he's getting yanked after 85 pitches, and his answer was, "Am I wrong about that, Curtis? It was about the analytics."
Right, but I'm saying Cora buys into that. Like I don't think Cora is there because Cora has enough respect as a manager, I would think, that he would be able to say to Breslow, who's been here, 2 years, to go, hey, if Crochet's dealing the way I like him to be dealing, I'm keeping him in the game. And Breslow say to Cora, no.
Yeah.
And Cora go, okay, put his hands in his pocket and go, hey, Garrett, I can't do nothing about it because of them. There's no way you could tell me he's one of the best managers in baseball. He's been around. He's helped you win a World Series.
He was a player.
Do you think Alex Cora,
he's been neutered?
Do you think Alex Cora wanted? Do you think he wanted to start the season with Christian Campbell at second base?
Yeah, because he won the competition.
I don't.
Who did he want to start it with?
Do you think Alex Cora wants Roman Anthony in Fenway?
I heard Alex Cora on this.
I'm
telling you, I heard him on this. No? Yes, I heard him on this.
I agree. He wants him here, and he's not here.
No, I heard him on this station talking about he and the afternoon show, and I think it was Fitzy who asked him, where he's not rushing Roman Anthony to get up here.
I'm asking you, if Alex Cora was in charge, would Roman Anthony be on the Red Sox today in Yankee Stadium?
Yes.
Wiggy won't say yes.
No, I'm not.
Because I do think
so you don't
I
think
hear
Alex
no.
Cora's in charge?
No, I do think he's in charge, but I think in that particular situation, he's being told no, we're not ready to bring him up because of finances. Now
I'm not buying that
because
because
I'm not buying that Alex Cora doesn't think that Roman Anthony is ready to come play at Fenway.
The single best buy-off of anybody in the history of America was the bag of merch that we got.
It has nothing to do with the merch. You guys are the ones who told me that they love Cora.
Yeah.
That they'll choose Cora over Breslow, that they've chose Cora over Heim Bloom.
Here's why Cora's
here. You can't tell me that and then Cora goes, I want Roman Anthony up here, and they go, no.
Wiggy, two things. One, Alex Cora's here because when he signed last All-Star break,
yep,
all of Red Sox Nation said, okay, if Cora's buying in, I'm on board. This means there's a shift in philosophy. He legitimized the operation that John Henry was running. And he didn't want to move. Greg noted it's tough to move. It's a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
$7 million a year for 3 years. Stay here. His daughter's in college. All the things we already know. Cora accepts the analytics, accepts the input of the organization with Driveline and all that other nonsense, so he can be paid, and he was given power to bring in a guy like Bregman. There's been a push and pull. It's not entirely one way or the other.
Right.
But Cora, at 85 pitches, took out Crochet, not because he thought that was the right thing to do, but because it's the organizational philosophy that he's getting paid to enact.
But see, that's where you and I disagree, because I think that Cora also buys into the 85 pitches because of the wear and tear, the health situation that he talks about. He talked about on the afternoon show about the training staff and all the other things, that it's just more than, we're looking at this one particular start for him. We're trying to make sure he's able to start multiple games. I don't know why all of a sudden Cora goes from the best coach. And Courtney brought up a great point. Why would you re-sign or do an extension if you knew that they were going to neuter you and you had no power whatsoever?
I just don't think firing Alex Cora changes much. I don't think it helps those guys hit the ball with the runner in scoring position. I don't think it stops the error train. I mean, they're back down. They're at the top of the league again when it comes to errors, where they've been for forever.
And you brought it up, and it was a great question, Greg. Not to toot your horn here.
Thank you, Curtis.
But you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
The question about runners in scoring position and not hitting and getting, and how Breslow was so defensive. He's like, well, yeah, the drive line certainly does not tell you to not put the ball in play on these hypothetical situations. It's like, okay, jackass. I'm kidding, not really. Like, why does it keep happening? Why do you keep doing the same thing expecting a different result? Why is there no talk of Fat C, whatever the couldn't tell you who he is. The team can't hit. They have like 6 games where they score 20 runs, and every other game they score 2. Like, it's bizarre that you would defend that approach.
Then it would be, because, Greg, you said, what does it change by firing Cora? I think what it changes is the working relationship between Breslow, the GM, and whoever the new manager is that Breslow hires.
He didn't hire Cora.
He didn't hire Cora. Remember, Cora was something. That's why I said they went above Breslow ownership and said, we're bringing Cora back, and there's no way Cora signs off on that without having enough juice and enough pull to say, here's what I want to do with my baseball club. You get me the guys, but when it comes to on-the-field stuff, I'll take the analytics into consideration, but here's what we're going to do. And there's no way you can't tell me that Cora doesn't have that type of power to do that.
Yeah, I just think he got money and he got the ability to have some say in the front office, and he's being told to operate this way.
So then if that's the case, then Cora don't want to be here.
He doesn't appear to it to me. He doesn't seem happy this year.
Did he sound like on Wednesday when he was basically giving up that he wanted to be here? He doesn't sound like he wants to be.
Well, then I guess
at times he does.
I guess we ask Breslow next week, Thursday.
He sounded that way last year, too, at points, though. We're like, there's no way he's going to sign an extension.
But in spring training, he didn't sound that way.
Nope.
He sounded totally different. He sounded upbeat, optimistic. I bought into it.
Yeah. All right. There are a lot of. I think there are a lot of Red Sox fans who want Alex Cora gone. At least that was the general mood last night when talking to people.
You can't, because any other coach that would have gone. This is going on year number 4, where they're finishing and potentially could be finishing in last place or something, right?
Yeah.
So
21 was the last time they were in the playoffs, so that's 4 years ago,
right?
And they've finished last or third place in the division since,
right? Yeah. So any other,
and by the way, they were before 21. They were also in last place,
right? Any other coach,
their manager was asleep.
Any other coach that. Whether it was
why you always take shots at Ron Renicky. Very nice man.
I literally, we're here on a beach. All I can think about is Weekend at Bernie's whenever I see that guy.
Ron Renicky, I don't know if you noticed, he's out there now on the beach with a metal detector trying to see what he can find.
No, that was Ken.
Oh, that
trying
was
to
Ken.
get our per diem.
Yeah, but
No, I was going to say any other coach would have already been fired. Any other coach, but the relationship between Henry and ownership and Cora has kind of given him a lengthy leash, because
that is true. He got a massive raise.
Right. Any other coach, coach, we would be calling for their head, and that we would be like, this guy's not one of the better coaches in their sport. If they had finished either in last place or second to last place, he got a raise. And a part of that, it seems like, because of the relationship that he has with ownership.
I think it's because they are acknowledging internally that it's not so great what they have given him, what they've dealt him to card-wise to deal with roster-wise on this team.
So then how are you above 500 in the first half of the season with the same roster?
I'm just saying what they look at it and go, all right, we traded Mookie Betts. How did that work? We couldn't re-sign Xander Bogaerts. How did that work for us? Like, I think there's some built-in passes there that they probably, hopefully, put on themselves.
I do, though. I cannot wait for the end-of-year stories about how much they all couldn't get along, because those are going to come. It's going to be the Breslow Cora sides will be very interesting.
And that's why I think they should probably move on, because clearly they can't work together.
He doesn't seem like I don't think Alex Cora views this as his problem, so he's not hell-bent on fixing it.
So he's just there in cruise control.
I mean, he got $7 million. That's like Greg money.
What do you? You're by the way, you basically have it set that they don't get along. I don't know that that's a fact.
I think they get along, and if they don't get along, then that's an Alex Cora thing because he didn't get along with Heim Bloom either.
Well, I don't know if they don't get along, but I think that if you're telling me Breslow is basically cutting Cora off at the knee.
Well, he told you that.
No, Breslow said, he also said yesterday is that, yeah, I bring the guys in and I'll have final say in that, but Alex does the baseball stuff.
Okay, no BS. I need your first reaction. You are Alex Cora right now. Your phone's buzzing. You look at it. It says Breslow. What is your first reaction?
I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm just like, again.
I'm sending voicemail.
Yeah. Sorry, can't talk right now.
So I don't know, but it doesn't, based off of like the.
Do you think Cora has a lot of thought partners?
No, but based off the info. All right, so I'd ask the question. Based off the information that we have just from the way that they talk and what we know,
right?
Maybe they might like each other, but do you think they're on the same page?
No, I don't think they are. I think Alex Cora would like to manage like a guy who played in the league and can make a human decision every once in a while based on, and I don't think he's allowed to.
And if he's
without
not,
a baseball guy quoting Plato.
And if he's not, I would think that just human nature tells me that he must have some disdain, disapproval.
Yeah, for Breslow.
For Breslow.
I don't know. All right. Anyway, was there anything important news-wise that we had left? Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. No, not really.
Okay.
Tom Cruise continues to be annoying, but he set a Guinness World Record for the most burning parachute jumps by an individual. Like, give me a break.
You hate
Hardo.
He
just doesn't do it for me. It's probably the Scientology aspect of it, but
that's pretty cool. It's a Guinness.
That he's a Scientologist?
No. The Guinness Book of World Records for the most burning parachute jumps.
Yeah, I don't know why he's trying to kill himself every day.
What can we do? What could we have at a roadshow that would be our Guinness Book of World Records?
I just saw like the most kisses in a minute.
Okay, Courtney, let's calm down.
Worm.
Love to see those people.
Worm, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
We could get the Biddeford DPW down here.
No, I'm good. I wasn't saying me kissing.
Oh, okay.
I'm married.
How long can he hold his hand on one said breast for?
Jesus.
48 hours nonstop.
What about most red snappers in an hour?
Ooh.
We need
Shime
for
who's going to pull that one? Yeah, Shime is going to. He's the glizzy gobbler.
Is Wiggy going to get? Let me question the audience. Will Wiggy get a red snapper before the end of the show or not? Yes or no? Yes.
I like it grilled if you're bringing it.
And Curtis and I were looking for the best bagel around.
Yes.
Somebody could let us know next break.
I need a bagel. God, am I hungry?
We want to order that.
I don't know. I think bad ideas only. What could we have as a Guinness Book of World Records?
This is Eric. Eric, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, gang. First, I was a camp counselor at Camp Casco in, I think, Casco, Maine. It was Camp Cedar back in 1987, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. The Hackett family does a great job at that camp, and it was a great time for college. So it's great that you guys are up there.
We love Maine. We love you guys, and they love you, Eric. You guys,
that's
wake
beautiful.
up out there. You can do better than that. Make some noise.
Sorry for the baseball talk.
Thank you. There's Al from Everett. Al from Everett's here. What's up, Eric?
Yeah, just briefly, I still put a lot of this on Breslow and the analytics. But the other thing is we keep talking about this team. They're not as good as we think they are. Durant and Abreu are good ball players. Devers is a good hitter. What else do we have? We have Abraham Toro starting every day at first or third. We have two rookies at key positions. And then we have Trevor Story, who's still dragging around, the dead weight of my former wife. So, just like, yeah,